Have you ever wondered why democracy, a system that promises freedom, equality, and justice, so often disappoints? Why nations with democratic systems still struggle with corruption, poverty, chaos, and inefficiency? Why sometimes, in countries like India, democratic ideals are praised in speeches, but in practice, the system seems broken, gamed, or simply ineffective? Today, let's take a brutally honest look at why democracy without rules is dangerous, how self-interest, evolutionary psychology, and romantic ideals clash in a modern society, and why governance, real, grounded, and rule-based governance, is the only way democracy survives its own illusions. Let's begin by acknowledging a hard truth. Humans are not naturally selfless creatures. Evolution didn't shape us to act for the greater good. It shaped us to survive, to protect our kin, to compete for resources, and to seek status in our tribe. In fact, what we call self-interest is often just evolutionary instinct in a different outfit. We crave recognition, power, security, love, but mostly for ourselves and our own circle. Democracy, in its romantic form, assumes we will vote for what's best for society. But what if we mostly vote for what's best for us? Or worse, what feels emotionally satisfying, even if it's objectively harmful? History shows us this again and again. The fall of democracies into authoritarianism isn't always because of a dictator's ambition. It's often because people, driven by fear, anger, or perceived injustice, choose strongmen. They vote away their own freedoms out of desperation. Hitler rose to power in a democratic system. So did many others. It's not because democracy failed, but because the people in it were unprotected from their own psychological vulnerabilities. Now let's zoom in on modern times. In many developing democracies like India, democratic ideals are often presented in glowing terms: people's will, freedom of speech, public service, and equal opportunity. But in practice, what happens when democracy exists without a solid system of checks and balances? When corruption isn't punished? When institutions are weak? When politicians know they can buy votes, lie without consequence, or manipulate media narratives? You get a government that reflects not the best of society, but its worst instincts. Public service becomes a power game. Bureaucracy becomes a bribe economy. The public grows cynical. And democracy, the beautiful ideal, is slowly eroded from within. This is why governance matters. Democracy without